in 2012, was looking for a laptop case for myself, couldn't find one that I loved, so as a sewer I decided to make one, and then from there got a matching iPad. I got an iPad, so I decided to make a matching case for it, and then basically started making them for friends and family members. And then about 6 months later, started selling them on campus down in Exeter, and met these guys whose job it basically was to help students start businesses. Amazingly gave me money to build a website, find a factory for people to do the sewing, who were much better than I was, and we sort of put together initially 4 collections and then added 2 more. And it's fair to say that down there the business world is quite male dominated, so I was their like token female, or one of their token females, and they were amazing and sent me to events and just taught me loads of different skills. And my sort of vision in it all was British manufacturing. It was a company with a cause, so alongside the company we partnered with an Exeter-based charity called the Magic Carpet, who basically use arts. Their slogan is arts for health, and they use arts as a way of coming alongside people and giving people space to sort of come and hang out, be creative, use and have it as a real safe space. So we put on a couple of different workshops, which was really fun. Things so nearly started to develop, and then they just didn't, and it was really hard work. Doing it alongside a full-time job I found really hard. I'm quite an all or nothing person, so I did it all out while I was at uni, and then when I started working at Born Social, I just couldn't, for some reason. It wasn't time, it was just more headspace of I couldn't do it well. I'm saying I put it to bed, not I've stopped it completely. So maybe I love startup, and I love that sort of the creativity and the ideas, and seeing something go from an idea into reality I love. So I learned so much, and ultimately it got me the job here because it was through entering a competition, Born Social sponsored. So I met the Born guys through that, and that's how I then applied for the job here. So it got me where I am today, and I learned so much. Yeah, time. It's very much the thing that's great about being at uni is everyone has a lot of time to just hang out, and you don't want to fill your time doing loads of other stuff so that you're not then around to hang out, because that's really fun. I did it by myself, which I found really lonely, and it's sort of it's tiring leading something, and so not having someone to sort of do it with was really tiring, and it felt a real responsibility to be making all these decisions by yourself. Having said that, I did have the support of the Innovation Centre down in Exeter, but it's not the same as someone who's there in all the ins and outs of it. But I always knew that it was better to do it by myself than to do it with the wrong person. I think it's great being I'm young, I have no idea what I'm doing, I'm just winging it. That's great. And when you're at uni, you sort of have the protection of not having to, I was on a student loan, so I didn't have to earn an income per se. Money is obviously you're not rolling in the dollar when you're at uni, but it wasn't the same as having to earn an income as it is now essentially. Definitely. I guess perspective is a really important thing to keep in mind. For me anyway, I'd been given money to get things rolling, and I had this amazing support, so it was amazing to be able to have this opportunity at all. And I think it's easy to get caught up in the sort of day-to-day stresses of it, and everything is notoriously hard work. Suppliers, your quantities are so small that you're pretty irrelevant to them, but it's a catch-22 thing if you can't grow whilst you have unreliable suppliers, so that's really frustrating. There's a lot of waiting for people to get back to you, and it's making sure that you surround yourself with people that you can talk to, that essentially everyone loves to give advice, so choosing the right people to ask for advice I think is really important, and making sure that you've got people that are a few steps ahead of you so that they can give you their insight. So I think there's two types of entrepreneurs. There's the what I call the accidental ones, which is like what I classify myself as, of you come up with an idea and it sort of progresses along, and then you find yourself sort of it becoming more than just a project, and you find it sort of growing organically. And then you get the type that I'd say my little brother is, of somebody who knows they want to start something but they're not quite sure what it is yet. A lot of it is just, it's a slog. Like, you've got to work out whether, when you've got an idea that could become something, there's a danger that you're always on the brink of it becoming massive, and that you've got to have real like wisdom from others, and also sort of work out how much grit and passion and time you want to invest in it. But there's a real, I think there's a real art of working out when it's worth slogging and putting the hours in, and actually when it's an idea that potentially isn't going to have much longevity to it. There's a danger that we look at it with like rose tinted glasses and like, oh, being an entrepreneur is so fun, and they like live the dream and whatever. Actually the reality of it is such a slog. So a lot of it is winging it as well. You won't ever feel qualified, but you've just got to slightly just...
I know that feeling.
Yeah. But ultimately it's the best place to be. So there's an element of, if you're not winging it, then you're not sort of pushing yourself enough.